So I was like, what? Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you. Been a
Hello,
while.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'm not sure anyone's here, but today we are hanging out for reading sprints, but also discussing The Worst of All Possible Worlds. Last book in what is it? What's that series called?
The Scavengers.
The Scavengers series.
Yes.
This bad boy. Um. So I think maybe let's chat about it for the first bit before we jump into reading sprints. Um.
Hi,
Hello,
Tuffy.
Taffy. Nice to see you. I saw on Twitter, not Twitter, Blue Sky, that you also finished it.
Yay.
Hello. Hello, Stephen. So how did you like it? I can't believe we made it to the last book of a series. I'm so
I
proud.
know. So, I feel like I should kind of recap because the first book I enjoyed. I think I gave it around 3.5, 4 stars or something like that. The second book I was not, feeling it. So I think it was around a 2.5 to a 3. I feel like this one's closer to a 3.5 to a 4 just because it had a lot more interesting concepts in it, and I feel like it was definitely a stronger book than the second one.
I feel exact same way. I also did not enjoy book 2. I was like, I don't want to be doing this. But this book actually maybe was my favorite in the series. First book was fun for the setup, but I think this book was good because I actually started caring about the characters much more. I think they were just a little bit, because the cast maybe was a little smaller or something, or we've had 3 books with them now. I felt quite good about them, invested in them.
Yes.
And I found that, like you said, the concepts were interesting. The plot was quite interesting. I was actually having a pretty good time. So it made it feel like the second book was worth getting to this book.
Yes.
I do think that my one problem kind of remained, which was there's just too many action scenes for me. I feel like whenever we just got into something, we were back in the action scene. And I think because I was listening to it, it was so apparent to me because, in the audiobook they always start talking real fast and basically screaming at you, and there's an action scene. So I felt like we were always just running. But I do think it was much better.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, let's see what first book had that fantastic derelict starship Discovery, which I love. That was an interesting scene.
Yes.
The second book was a Marvel superhero movie with characters that had powers that interacted. It was very third book had tedious found family relationships. All the mate love bad tagging is just vomit. Yeah, I kind of see it, but
Yeah.
I did think it was kind of wholesome. I don't know. I really like the ending. I feel like actually the way it ended was nice because it wasn't just sunshine and rainbows, and there was consequences to it, and it felt bittersweet, which I did like. So I think the ending was pretty good.
Yeah. I was very conflicted about the ending simply because they were able to rebound pretty much from all the other things that they've went through. And this guy was obviously a threat to everyone. He was the Thanos of this world because he wanted to make the world a better place and get rid of all the bad people and everything else. And that's why he wanted the crystals and whatever. But this was I don't know, I feel like it should have been a little bit happier than where they left it, because if they were able to bounce back from all that other stuff, including this massive cult, why wouldn't they be able to bounce back from something as threatening as he was?
Yeah, that's true. I did feel that way a little too when it was I was like, your logic seems a bit flawed to me because it's oh, yeah, sure you did. I think it was something oh, it's not that they would persecute them, but that people would want their skills or whatever it was. That wasn't really. But at the same time, it was quite sad that they had to basically change up throw away, and it was weird because it was they had to throw away everything they known, but they still had each other, so it was nice. But I'm like, okay, but what about all the other people that are not on the ship? You're abandoning some people still had families, not everyone, but
Yes.
yeah. Let's just hi Rory, nice to have you here. It was a huge bombastic ending, all the stuff kicking off with the entire galaxy assembled. It was very video game, like with the big bad bosses at the very end.
Yeah. I appreciated
Bosses,
that.
yeah, bosses tend to have 3 layers. You beat them up and then they get up, but you have less resources for the next round. Yeah, it was a very bombastic ending. I felt like the book dragged a little for me, where I was like, it was like 5 other little missions we had to accomplish till we got to the last big thing. And it just, every time it felt like chipped away from the excitement for the final battle, because I'm like, oh, again, we're having another covert mission and like another thing. So that's kind of also what I meant about like the action scenes. I preferred much the scenes that were like quieter and them like talking and reflecting and all of that stuff. So I kind of feel like it was a little like I don't mind that the last big battle was so bombastic and so grand, but I felt like we took a bit too long to get there, which was kind of my issues with second book, that it was like a non-stop action scene. But that's just personal preference as well. Like I just prefer like quieter things.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely get like what you're saying too, because like there was a ton of action scenes. It seems like all of these books have relied heavily on the action scenes, which is great if you're looking for nonstop action, but not so much like if you're like looking for a little bit more like depth.
100%. I agree. Okay, I'm curious because I know we talked about like the other series from the author. Did this make you want to pick it up more or less?
I'm still curious about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't normally see books about mechas, so I'm still kind of curious. I'm sure it's gonna be like a lot more action.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'm like, I'm not that into it because I just don't think this style of writing and that like what he preferred, like what actually is it a female or male author actually?
I think it's a male.
Yeah, I don't like he just cares like his books are action sci-fi, and I'm just like, it's probably not my thing. However, it was kind of fun at some times. So it's like if the next series was a bit tighter, I think it would be better. Ah, there you go. There he is.
Yes. Actually, it's they. He's non-binary. Oh. Like they're non-binary.
Well, they are.
Yes.
Fair play.
When I was reading like the description of the author, like they kept using they.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
I also, that reminds me of one thing I was thinking about. Because I felt like, there was like a lot of people losing limbs. And like, because we're in the sci-fi world, it's so easy to like compensate for it. So I felt like we weren't really like when, oh my God, Nyla, when she lost her leg and then got the prosthetic, I feel like in between there wasn't really that much, oh, I'm now a person without a leg, like I need to compensate in some ways. Like she was still like doing big dances and stuff like that. And that I was a bit like, I feel like if we're gonna put like amputee representation in a way, I appreciate this is a sci-fi world, but I was like, if you losing a limb has no consequences, then why lose the limb? You know what I mean? Like it's almost like irrelevant. So that's something I wish there was a bit more of. Yeah. But I did find their like wedding scene cute. It made me think of the Pirates of the Caribbean wedding scene when they're like they weren't actually fighting a battle at the moment, but it was kind of like amongst this like stress of maybe we're gonna die, like a wedding scene, which was cute.
Yeah, that was cute. Like they kind of like woke everybody up, like a few people up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Very
awesome. Tufty says, overall, it was fine. I had an okay time. I actually don't really go for fast-paced, action-packed books. I do like my military sci-fi. For the Fox 5 flavored ones don't have characters for me. But the Fox 5 flavored ones don't have characters for me. I actually don't know what Fox 5 flavored means. But I don't love military sci-fi. I like sci-fi when it's like a horror sci-fi or like there's something else in the sci-fi. It's just like drop of it all. I've realized like big galactic battles, just I'm not really that interested.
So Sun Eater is kind of geared towards that a little bit. I want to say that, but I mean the relationships and the found family and like the technology, like the concepts for the technology, I feel like kind of shadow like alongside of that. So I feel like it makes the military aspect very tolerable.
Got it. Yeah. I'm still very intrigued by Sun Eater, so
Last one's coming out in
I
November.
was gonna say, did you catch up? Are you on the last one yet?
No, I'm still trying to get over like the last book I read in that series because it was so like heart-wrenching.
Oh.
But I need to like, get on that because last book's out in November and I'm up to I've already started like book 5, but
And is this book 7?
Yes.
Okay, so two books to catch up.
I'm sorry, no, this is book 4.
Okay. No, I meant like the last book. Is it book 7 or how many books are there?
7, yes.
Makes sense. Fox 5 is a guy firing another missile from his space fighter plane. Pew pew. Yes, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't mind a movie like that. Like Star Wars is fun, but not the books. I adore exploring strange new worlds or huge spacecraft and solving problems with character interactions. I was less into the magic stylings in this one. It was quite. I actually found it quite interesting, the lore and how it all played together with the origin being like a big part of it. And I was confused in some bits because I was like, I feel like it's like clearly meant to be our future world.
Yeah.
There is so much like magic in it, so it was like, where's that magic versus technology line almost? But it made it a bit more unique. But I also do love exploring new worlds and like weird things happen, like normal things happening in like a weird world, which is why I really want to read that new my god, what's the Foundry side guides? Robert Jackson Bennett?
Yeah. Yes.
His new series is like Sherlock Holmes but sci-fi or something like that.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like, let me see what it's called. It's Tainted Cup.
Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah, so it's apparently like Sherlock Holmes and like sci-fi. So I'm very excited about that one because I'm like, that's a bit more my speed, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want a wham bam action movie, but other times I want those Marvel Transformers movies to slow down and stop jumping around quite so much. Same for music videos. That's fair. I do enjoy a slow movie. Was there anything else that I feel like overall I kind of agreed that for me this series was like, okay, like I had a good enough time, and I think the book 3 really pulled around my opinion because book 2 I was like, this is not for me whatsoever. But I do think if it wasn't for us reading it together, I probably never would have made it past book 1.
No, definitely not. I mean, like there was times like where I felt like I was having to power through even through book 3.
Yeah.
Just because like, I mean, I just don't think I was in the mood for it. I think that was the first thing. But the second thing was like, I don't know, like it just wasn't hooking me.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't wait to like go back to listen to it. I was like, I have some time. I should listen to it. I'm not having the worst time, that type of thing. But not like, oh, I can't wait. Like audiobooks can sometimes be like a little tricky because you really need like make time, like conscious decision to pick it up. So yeah, I would agree. I thought some might have DNF'd. I'm surprised we made it to the end.
Yeah.
Definitely nice to read it together. We did it, guys. We did it.
Yes. We're bound and determined not to DNF another series.
True. I am curious, what are we thinking for our next read?
I don't know. Like, I mean, if we start like one now, it's going to take us into the new year.
True.
So, unless we pick a standalone.
Well, I know we discussed maybe picking up Will of the Many because The Strength of the Few is coming out like any day now.
Yeah. Well, there is like a science fiction. Another science fiction is called Overgrowth by Mira Grant.
Oh, Mira Grant.
Yeah.
We like her stuff.
Yeah.
Is that a standalone?
Yes, it is.
Maybe a standalone would do as good, I feel.
Yes. It says Day of the Trifts meet Little Shop of Horrors and the smart, charming, harrowing alien invasion story about being human as by Hugo Award-winning author. Since she was 3 years old, Anastasia Miller has been telling anyone who would listen that she's an alien disguised as a human being and that the armada that left her on Earth is coming for her. Since she was 3 years old, no one has believed her. Now, with an alien signal from the stars being broadcast around the world, humanity is finally starting to realize it's already been warned and it may be too late. The invasion is coming. Stash's biological family is on the way to bring her home, and very few family reunions are willing to cross the gulf of space for just one misplaced child. What happens when you know what's coming and just refuse to listen?
I'm intrigued. That sounds good. It was
Mhm.
already on my want to read books, but I kind of forgot about it. So it's kind of new too, 2025.
Yeah. And the reviews are like a little mixed, but I'm kind of curious about that anyway, because, just because like they're mixed doesn't make it a bad book.
Yes, I'd be down to do that one.
Okay.
Tafty, are you in? That's the question. Tafty said, I have read Mira Grant McGuire. Yeah, it is Sean
Yes.
McGuire. One with the mermaid monsters. Into the Drowning Deep, I think it's called.
Yes.
I've too read it and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I have it. I haven't read it yet.
Well, the thing is, the first half is like amazing because I really love mermaids. So that's like my personal, like, I really love that kind of story. And it was a killer mermaid.
Mhm.
And the first half of the book is so good. And then the second half of the book is a little rushed because it's like clearly setting up the sequel. And then she never wrote the sequel. So it's like really infuriating because I'm like, oh, it wouldn't be that bad if there was a sequel to jump into. But now it's been like 10 years or something. It's not It's quite upsetting, actually. What happens when you know it's coming, but you just refuse to listen? Are you talking about climate change or something? What's the name of this grant?
Mira Grant.
Overgrowth.
Yeah.
Mira Grant. I think that's Shonen McGuire's like adult horror pen name.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down to do that. And I think it's not a super long one. 480, that's not too bad. Oh, well, hello there.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Yes, it's been a bit.
We're just deciding on our next read, which will be Overgrowth by Mira Grant, if you want to join. Dafty also said, I am really struggling with my current SF read and having to force myself back to it, but I need to complete it because it's a buddy read with somebody else. Yeah, that's hard.
Yay!
Hopefully thriving.
Yes.
Would be great to catch up. Oh, Tafty's looking it up. I will say, I feel like we can't decide on anything without Tafty because he's the unofficial third member of this group. So.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, it is the new one by Mira Grant.
Yes.
Wait, I looked it up and then I didn't. I need to use the Blue Sky thing better and actually tell people what we're doing.
Unofficial gooseberry.
Welcome. It's official now. I love that. I actually, speaking of books that I don't want to finish, I've been like slogging my way through this for like a month.
Oh, is it not good?
It's maybe not that it's not good, but there's like two. So this is Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel, and she also wrote Kaikei, which I really, really loved. There's two perspectives, and one is engaging, and one is just like constant stream of names thrown at you because I'm meant to know these like myths, but I don't. So it's just like I described it as being all water bordered with names. So it's just, I don't know, I put it down and I was like, nah. And now I'm like, oh, I have 200 pages left. So if we do get around reading today, that's what I'm gonna be slogging my way through.
I've gone like this, like down like this rabbit hole of like 1970s like cinema.
Ooh.
Like like this morning I started like this one cartoon. It's called Wizards. It's like it's an animated movie from like the 1970s where you have a good wizard and a bad wizard, and it deals with a totalitarian government, like very fascist government.
Oh wow.
So like, and it's also like the combating between technology and magic. So
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Oh wait, I feel like maybe I've seen like the creatures from it, but never like properly watched it.
Yeah.
Damn. What got you on the 70s movies?
So like I don't know, like I've been like watching like intermittently like some of them, but there's like this another director named Andrei Jadowinski or something like that. I don't know if I pronounced his name right. He does like a lot of like really like off kilter like weird kind of stuff. And there's like a one thing he called it was I'm trying to remember like the name of it, but like he's very much into surrealist type like filming. I'll have to get the name of it because it's just he's got a lot of stuff. Like though he was doing stuff like between like the 1970s, 80s, and I think like the early even the early 90s.
That's cool. His name sounds Polish.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jorodowski, I think it is. Because I just watched like a movie called Santa Sangre, which was like means holy blood, and it deals like with like religious fanaticism.
Ooh, okay.
And it's a psychological thriller.
That sounds intense.
It was, and it was really weird. And I'm like, okay, this is like on point. I'm probably not going to watch it again, but it was definitely interesting. Yeah, the Holy Mountain is actually the one like that I was kind of curious about. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it's very surrealist. He was like one of those very extremely intense directors.
Nice.
But
so is that what you've been doing? If we're gonna get into sprints, you gonna watch some Wizards or something?
Yeah, I just started it, and I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe this is what I'll do for the sprints. Is I'll just continue watching that.
I mean, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
I'm like, I might read for a bit and then I might listen to something crochet. I've been wanting to oh god, what is it called? Is this like a series of short like novellas and it's like a monk who travels around. Oh my god, what the hell is it called? It's like one is about mammoths. It's like I'm like totally blanking. Let me see. Which one is yes, by Nevo. Let me see. Like, have you ever seen, these like?
No, I have not.
Oh, they're so good. It's like the first one is Empress something of Salt and Fortune, something like that.
Huh. I feel like I might have read a book by that author, N-I-G-H, and how do you spell the author's name?
I think it's Nevo. Like that was the first one, and it's really good. They're all like 100-something pages, and I got the arc of the new one, but I still haven't read now there's like 6 of them, so I haven't read the 5th one.
Right.
So I'm excited.
Oh, that was the one I started, The Chosen and the Beautiful, which was like a sapphic like Great Gatsby retelling, and it was beautifully written, but like I was having a really hard time getting into that one.
I've read by the author also one that's set in like old Hollywood, and I also didn't love it. I feel like the author really thrives in like short stories. Like it's really good. Well, not even short stories, like a novella, but
yeah.
Wait, let me catch up a little. I read the Mermaid one by her and liked that one a lot, so I'm intrigued. This is about the Mira Grant book.
Yes.
If you guys want to go for it, I'll join. Thank you. Unfortunately, I just did my October haul last week. It arrived on Friday, so I don't have anything else to order at the moment. If we actually read this book in October, that would be a miracle and a half. So I would assume we'll talk about it in November.
Probably. Yeah. That's usually kind of on point for us.
Yeah. Maybe another sprint sometime end of October to actually read it. It describes itself as Annihilation meets Day of the Triffids in the full-on body horror alien invasion apocalypse. Oh, that sounds good though. How do you say it? Annihilation was a struggle for me. I remember I've actually never watched it. I've heard such amazing things about it, but I think I've said this 100 times. I don't love horror movies, but I love a horror book. So
yeah,
I'm actually very excited. I am reading Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer at the moment. The one I'm struggling with. I'm under 200 pages in. I'm still struggling with what's going on. Okay. Or over 200 pages, sorry. I feel like the name sounds familiar, but
yeah, I think it was like those like about like those androgynous aliens. I think it is something like that. I've heard of it too.
It seems to involve the investigation of a theft of a rich list for a tabloid newspaper while a child doing miracles is being hidden.
Hmm.
Okay. I remember you transitioned into a horror girl where you had the books. Yeah. It's been good. I mean, to be fair, it's October. If not
Yeah.
now, when? You know?
Speaking of, have you ever read Tender as the Flesh?
No, but I have heard of it and I do want to. Is it good?
It is really good. It's
Oh.
Augusta Bastarrica was the author, and it's very short, but it's also very disturbing for like what it is, because it's set like kind of like in an area like where there was a bad virus that all of like the cattle had, right?
Ooh.
So they ended up having to pretty much get rid of like all of the animals because they no longer were able to be around those animals because of this virus that made them unable to eat the meat. So they tried vegetarianism for a while, but that didn't work either. So like now they have two classes of people they eat and people they don't, people that are considered higher class.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I love a good like short horror too. So that's good. It doesn't appear to be on my Spotify, but
well, she just came out like with another book, I think, towards the beginning of the year called Unworthy, and I want to read that too.
Well, maybe if this one works out, we can pick up another horror.
Yeah.
Unworthy.
I kind of am debating also too, because I'm trying to figure out like what my next horror, like the next book is, and I'm thinking about reading the Slewfoot.
Oh, I've never read this, but I was watching Books and Lila and she really enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
it looks so cool though, like the physical copy.
Look at the artwork on this though. Like,
oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy as hell.
Right?
Oh, that's so
what I
cool.
said. But like, I mean, it's very like, like very like gothic artistic.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Wow. So is it like a bunch of art and then it's like text, or is it like woven?
It's mostly text, but like that was like in the center, like they had full color images.
Oh, that's cool. I have read Tender is the Flesh. That is weird.
Yeah.
I'm not so much here for the cannibalism.
No. It's funny, like there was like ultimately like there felt like there was like a lot of resistance too, and like kind of ethical like standards kind of come into play like there too, like like as far as like questioning ethics of it, which I thought was really interesting. And then like you also have what they call like a it's like I really liked the main character. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
For most of the book.
Sounds good. I'll definitely pick it up.
I would recommend it, but I'm telling you, like right now, like so it's one of those like books like you're not really sure if you like it, but you'll never be able to forget it.
I love a book like that.
Yeah.
Like when you put it down and you're like, huh.
I just watched a movie like that too.
Ooh, what was it?
It's called The House That Jack Built.
Oh, okay.
Never heard and it's such a crazy film because it's like an art film, right? He's an architect. He considers himself an artist, but he's also a serial killer.
Ooh.
And so it's like the background's like this interview process, like between him and like this other guy, and he's talking, and like the guy's asking him questions about like these, like, because they go over the 5 most prolific murders that he did, the 5 most significant, and so it's kind of like this interview process, and he's talking about architecture and art and like, like what he did with the bodies. And it was really, really weird, really weird. And like, I don't know if I like it, but like, I can't stop thinking about it.
Interesting. Wow. I just looked it up. Oh, it's from 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this actor in so many things. I have no idea what it's called. Matt Dillon, I think.
Wow. Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah, Uma Thurman actually has a like a small role like right at the beginning. I hated her character, but she was like, oh my god, like she was detestable, and like Uma Thurman really did a great job like being a detestable character, because like I did not like her as a character. Like it was awful. Like I was like, oh my god, like when is she gonna stop talking? And she was like condescending too. Like it wasn't even like good. So I was like, wow. I was like, this lady is just not. But she got that role down. Like she was good.
Found to be that unlikable.
Yeah. It's considered like an independent film. So
that's really cool. Interesting. Maybe I'll pick it up sometime if I can handle it.
I would suggest like maybe like carving out like an hour to watch the first hour of it and then stepping
Mhm.
back, because it is kind of like a little bit of a cognitive and emotional load, and then pondering that for like a little bit and then going back and watching it. That's what I had to do with that movie. I literally had to do that because it's about 2.5 hours.
Ooh, that's long. Ooh,
Yeah.
oh, that's long.
Yes.
Oof, some bad news. Chaps, Overgrowth isn't now in paperback yet. It was released in hardback on June 25th.
Aw.
Hardback is due May 2026. That's long.
Mhm.
Ebook is £12. £12 for an ebook.
I know.
Well, I might listen to it or something, but that's shocking. I'm always like, why are ebooks so expensive? I know, intellectual property and all that, but
Yeah.
I've actually not spent like any money on books in a really long time because I've been just reading my like existing TBR and my ARCs.
Yeah.
That like just provides me with so many books that I actually have not. I've only been like paying for Audible for like 2 months, so I guess that I have. But otherwise, I've been like, wow, this is a very cheap year for book purchasing.
Yeah.
Are you buying like a special edition of Sun Eater, or is it
Yeah, the Broken Binding came out
Mm.
like with, so I bought the first 3. I just got the books 4 and 5, and I'm waiting on 6 and 7 like to be announced so I can get those.
Nice. Okay.
So, but I have them like in regular hardback, which I consider my reading copy, and then I have my non-reading copy, which are much prettier.
That's fair. Ah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Should we do like half an hour of reading? And
Yeah.
we've been chatting for half an hour.
Yes, that'll work.
Okay, let me get let me get YouTube. Do. It's like break for commercials.
Yes.
Well, I set this up.
Are you a Swiftie?
Yes.
Did you listen to the new album?
Yes. My vinyl came yesterday too, which was very exciting.
Awesome.
I'm really enjoying it. I think it's very like much happier and like boppier and poppier than the last one.
Yes.
It's just a good vibe. I'm just like ding ding ding. I also went to the release party video, like movie or whatever.
Oh, awesome.
Did like the music video, and that was really fun. It was like I like doing fun things like that when it's like the like a group of people that love something, like doing things together, which is really fun. I actually just bought tickets to go to the there's like Comic-Con in London, but it has a book convention part to it. Like it's called Yolk, and it's in
Yes.
November, so I'm very excited because I always get lots of free books because they do all these like competitions and arcs and stuff like that.
That's awesome. I need to go to that with you one time.
Yes, that'd be so fun. I looked at the New York one, but it's like the weekend tickets sold out so quickly, like the BookCon one, and then the 1-day ticket was like $75 for just 1 day.
Oh,
And then I was like, well, the Yolk one is like £50 for 2 days, so it's just like so expensive. And I wasn't even like, and obviously we don't live there, so I need to pay for flights and all that. So I was like, maybe if I like know that I'll be there at that time, it makes more sense. But this way,
yeah.
not quite. Tafty says, Chubs, I have a hard limit of 5 p.m. as I have another live stream scheduled for then. Funnily enough, we did much the same a year ago. It's my chili streams that I need to pay attention for 2026.
Yeah.
That's all good. I think we have a hard stop at that time anyway.
Yeah.
So that's all good. All right, let me pull up the video and let's read it / watch a bit, and then we'll chat again. Okay. I'll see you in 30.
Okay.
Wow, it's very dramatic. You can't hear the thingies switching now, can you?
No.
That was annoying. All right, see Hello.
Hello.
I removed you from the stage.
Well, I'm still trying to get used to my Mac,
Mm.
and I was trying to figure out like how to like make it like so like you couldn't see me, and I don't know what I'm doing yet.
All good.
So,
how's your show?
it's really interesting. Like, it's a very big conversation, like untotalitarian governments, because this is like you gotta like the setting of like this movie is like 3,000 years in the future because the world had become so inundated with radiation like that people could not live on the surface. So it took them like 3,000 years, like essentially like to even begin to get areas like that were okay to reside in. And the people like that were on the surface became these mutant humans. So these wizards like suddenly like there was like there was this area like that was fresh and alive, and magic returned to that area like with elves and dwarves and everything else. And there was two wizards born, one good, one bad, to the same mother. They're brothers. Well, the bad wizard wants to take over everything, right? And they actually implement like images from Hitler and Nazi Germany and everything else like in there. And he found technology from the Nazi regime, the bad one, to try to figure out how to combat the good guys. And there was like a line like just like now that was so powerful like in it. It was like one of the kids asked their mothers like, why are they winning? And she said, they have weapons, we have only love.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I'm surprised like never heard of it before, really.
I mean, it's from the 1970s. The animation's like really interesting because like it does like it's a combination of like actual like animation, and then also like the shadows of real people like in front of the animation, like like to kind of illustrate like battles and wars and everything else being fought.
Wow.
And I definitely feel like it's like one of those cartoons like that's geared more towards adults because there's a lot of killing in this. But it's also like a very like interesting conversation about totalitarian governments and how we continuously use the same technology like in the same like patterns to combat like to like fight, like we're constantly fighting like the same battles like over and over and over again. It doesn't matter like if it's now or 3,000 years from now, we're still fighting those battles.
Interesting. Where are you watching it?
I have a copy of it, so like because I like when I saw it, like I kind of like wanted it, so
fair.
Yeah. There's like another like one that I want to like go to, and I think that is on a streaming service. It's called Fantastic Planet, and that one's supposed to be kind of heavy too. But I've been like, I don't mind the heaviness of it because I like the conversations like that we're having like while I'm watching it, kind of.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Fantastic Planet.
Yes.
Oh wow, it looks trippy.
Yeah. And that's the thing like about like a lot of these like 1970s films is like they are very like psychedelic and very interesting. And it's definitely like you can definitely tell like it's a different time.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like it looks wild.
Yeah.
Let me see. I have a cat that has come over to visit and is snoozing between my legs as I type. Cannot use my iPad and my keyboard just now. Oh, so cute.
Well,
yeah.
rule is you're not supposed to move when a cat sleeps on you, so that's the rule. I don't.
You've been chosen.
Yes.
Do not move. I think I know who you mean. About the androgynous aliens read to like the lightning, but I have read them as highly introverted shadows with internet, a bit like me.
It's always good, like when you can relate to the aliens in the book, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Oh, well. Yeah, I've made it to page 260. So I mean like 30 pages. Good. I'm not enjoying it. Which is sad because I really loved KK, but oh well.
Yeah.
I just feel like these are like it's just a recap of like a different story. Like there's no effort made to like flesh out the characters or anything. So I'm like I feel like I'm reading a Wikipedia page about the myth that it's based on, not a new story. So that dawned on me as I was reading. I was like, okay, I don't
Well,
care about people.
I guess the real question is if you decided not to continue with it, would you have FOMO?
You know what? I probably never think about it again.
Then, I mean, I think that tells you, like, right there, like, you know, like that.
True. Yeah, I might like slowly like read like, you know, sometimes I wake up, I read for like 10, 20 minutes. Like it's not bad. Like it's the way it's written is like okay, and I am close-ish to finishing. And I
I
do
know.
want to write a proper review. So
I do have a problem myself, like, with DNFing books,
yeah,
like,
it's
you know, so
hard.
I don't really have, like, a lot of room to talk, but every once in a while, I'll be like, "I'm just gonna put this over here," and then, like, it starts collecting dust, and then, like, after, like, about 6 months to a year, I'm kinda like, "Okay, I'm not gonna be returning to this," and I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, probably should. Ugh, but I just feel like Sankan fallacy. I am kind of curious to see if it was worth it at the end, but I have a feeling it won't be.
Right.
But yeah, but I'm not mainly reading this. I've started a new book that I am really enjoying, so it's like still good. I think if I was only reading this, it was putting me in a reading slump, so I decided to switch. I'm reading. It's called Graceless Heart. It's a new release that is coming out next year, I think, but I have an arc of it. It's like a roman. Is it a romantasy? I think it's just a fantasy with romance, but I thought the cover was like the most beautiful
Ooh, that is
thing
pretty.
ever. So I just requested without knowing anything. It's fun. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's got good chemistry, and that's all you can really ask from like a romantasy, I think. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. It's really hard, like, for, like, those romantasies, like, if the chemistry's, like, lacking.
Yeah, it's like, why are we here? That's
Yes.
like the whole point. You know, it's like, okay, fine, your world sucks, and this sucks, and this sucks, but is the chemistry good? Not that I'm saying the Graceless Heart, all those things suck. They don't. They're pretty good. But I was like, sometimes these books, you're like, so at least give me something in terms of the
Yes.
romance, if that's your whole shtick, you know?
Yes.
Um, but yeah, no, but it's good. So that's nice.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I don't know. I give me, like, angst, give me I hate your guts until I don't kind of mentality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this book is quite good at that. It's very like, very clearly we should not be together, but what if
Yes.
we were? And I'm like, I'm into it. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's set into this world like alternative history Italy, not alternative history, like alternative world history
Yeah.
with magic. So it's like Italy in the 1700s, I think, but
Okay.
there's some magic and there's like this tension between the Pope and like the Medici family and like magic and the Pope, and it's quite interesting. It's like quite different than other things I've read, especially because of its like setting.
Right.
So I find that really cool because I like historical fantasy. So I
Mhm.
thought, oh, that sounds different. Honestly, I just like requested it because the cover was so pretty. I was like, I don't care, just like request, and then I got it, and I was very intrigued. I do think it's a tad too long because it's over 400. It's like 480 pages. It's a standalone, as far as I know, but it's like there's main characters POV and then just like random ass POVs from all of these other characters, but only at like random times. And I don't think they really add anything. So I'm like, if you just
Mm.
got rid of these, it would be the exact same book, and we would save probably 20% of the book. So that's like my only gripe. But I had no expectations going into it, so it's almost
Right.
like I mean, I can enjoy it for what it is. Versus this one, I like hyped up so hard in my head. Now that it's just kind of meh, it like really feels bad. Oh, let me see. There's a picture of blue sky from earlier this afternoon when my cat friend first arrived for its afternoon snooze. Now it's round two. Oh, I wish I had like a random cat that just hang out with me. How are your bunnies? I feel like we've not spoken about them
Oh,
in this.
they're doing good, like, very demanding, you know, needs treats 24/7, but they only get a couple a day because they would eat them all, like, if I let them, and they have to have their hay, and their hay's their vegetable, they need to eat their vegetables, so,
Yeah. What's a
yeah.
treat for a bunny?
They like bananas, so sometimes
Oh,
I'll do those. I also have like these like little oxbow treats. Like some of them have carrots in them. Some of them have banana, like strawberry banana. One of them like has cranberry in it. So like which I feel like is good for them anyway. But
So like basically fruits is more like a treat, and then
yeah.
hay is like vegetables.
But the treats, like they have like they're a combination of the fruit and the Timothy hay, like they're kind of compacted, like little hard treats. So I usually get them a couple of those like a day because like it calls for the two's like the limit, so I don't go above that, and they get those in the evening because they get their pellets in the morning. They have they have unlimited hay throughout the day, and then they have like the treats for the evening. And I save those. And then sometimes they'll get an additional treat in the evening, like something to chew on. So just, like to keep their mouths busy because like they're constantly wanting to chew on stuff. So, which is good for their teeth. I'm sorry?
Are they still beefing, or were you able to like integrate them?
I need to get a stroller. They are a little like they're not as much. Actually, like there's a gate in between them. And they've gotten more accustomed to laying right next to the gate, which is like basically like that's what's between them now. So they're both laying on either side of the gate.
Okay.
So I think they've gotten used to each other's like scents, I do think that if I were to put them together, they probably still would fight. I think they're just kind of gotten used to each other's presence because they're both very strong personalities, like in different spectrums. Like Bear's like a very laid back, like I'm still in charge kind of personality. And he's more of a stressed out, I'm in charge kind of personality. So two extremes, but like they both want to be in charge. And that's not how that works.
Love that.
Yeah.
Also, I found this very funny. I am Bunny. I get chocolate treats in the evening. I get chocolate treats.
Hey, that's valid. You should have a ton of chocolate. Chocolate's good for you.
True. Do the bunnies eat all of the banana, including the skin?
So I limit their sugar because bunnies are prone to becoming diabetics later in life. So I rather like kind of keep like the sugar content controlled, which is like why if they get bananas, it's like not every day, and they usually get like I usually just break off a piece. It's like when I'm getting ready to eat a banana, like they each get a good size piece. I've seen like those people on like videos and stuff, like they'll just let their rabbit like eat half the banana, and like I think in my personal opinion like that's overkill because that's the kind of stuff that causes GI stasis, which will shut down their digestive tract. Like, like having too much sugar will imbalance the good gut flora. And then you have a bunch of GI stasis on your hands and emergency visit because they are very delicate animals. So for me personally, like I give them probiotics as treats here and there because the probiotics themselves have a little bit of sugar. I think so they associate those as treats, and they take them like they're in like little syringes, they're gel. But I give like those like to them a couple times. I give like a gram of those like a couple times a week as a preventative for the GI stasis. So I'm not necessarily like a huge fan of like unlimited sugar, and I don't give them the peels. I just give them like the actual.
Wow, so much that goes into it. You'd think, oh, it's just an animal, like it'll survive whatever. But actually, like especially domesticated animals, I feel like they need a lot of like care and need to know a lot.
Yes,
just because you're so like educated about it.
Yeah, I remember like my first one that I had because this is technically 3 and 4 for me because I had 1 and 2, and they passed away from old age, and then I ended up adopting a couple rescues because like I'm just like my life is empty. I need bunnies, so I ended up getting like them from a rescue, but I had like a lot of like knowledge like left over from that because when I got my first one, I didn't know anything about rabbits, so I was like on the internet for like I think like days in a row, like several hours at a time, just researching and getting like getting to know like how I would take better care of this animal that I knew nothing about because they are very specialized. You need specialized vets for them. A regular vet who does dogs and cats, which is very common in the U.S., more common here like than it is like say like overseas like where you're at. Bunnies are more common there than they are here, so you're probably going to be more likely to find a better vet where you're at versus where I'm at. I had to hunt for mine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friends had the bunnies growing up. I always wanted one, but then my mom said no. So.
Well, they're great. They're great pets. Like they do exist on a social hierarchy as far as like they look at me as another bunny. Okay. They know I'm the bunny in charge. They tried. They combat that too. They don't believe that 100%. But they view their peers as bunnies too. I know that's how that works because how they interact with me and everything, like, is how I've seen, like, them interact, like, with each other.
That's
Minus
fascinating.
the biting and stuff, because, like, I give them treats, and I pet them
Mhm.
on the forehead, which they associate, like, with them being dominant because, like, the dominant bunny is, like, the one, like, that's licking, the one that's receiving the licks on the forehead is the dominant bunny. So they bow their head, and then the other bunny licks, and that's how they establish dominance. I pet
Um,
their foreheads, like, all the time, so I know they think that they're in charge.
wow, that's so
Yeah.
interesting. Oh my god. Wait, there was something. Oh, there's a picture of blue sky from early this afternoon when my cat friend first arrived for afternoon sneeze.
And we're all going to
This is
Blue
around
Sky to
two.
look
This is
at the
a
cat.
cat picture. I found it. It looks very cute. That's a well-groomed cat, that is.
Aw.
So cute.
It looks like an orange tuxedo.
It looks orange. I don't know much about cats, but it's so cute. It's cutie. And then, yeah, Tufty said, sounds complicated, like having my cat friend visiting without any responsibility whatsoever. So I get cuddles and company, 0 cost. That is nice. You must live somewhere in the countryside though, because I've never really seen like cats just hanging around London. I had gerbils and budgies as a kid. Budgies are fun because they climb all over you. I had a did I have a gerbil? No, I had something else, but I don't remember what it's called. But what is a budgie?
I've never heard of those either.
Let's see. Oh, it's a bird.
Oh, cute.
Oh, that is adorable.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the pet stores locally here sell those.
Wow. Wait, and then gerbil is.
That's
Oh no,
another
I did have a gerbil.
Aw.
I had a black one. It died sadly. It also was very aggressive and bit me all the time, so I was scared of it because I was a child.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't hand raised when it was little.
Yeah, it's probably my fault. So I was like 12. I was scared of it, and then it was scared of me. So it was a whole thing.
But it really, like, counts, like, where you get them from too, because, like, if those places, like, that you get them from are not actively handling them, like, since, like, they're little,
Mm,
then they're gonna have a really hard time transitioning into being social with humans as they get older.
that's fair. To be fair, my friend had gerbils, and she had like 2, and then they had babies and stuff, and they were way friendlier. So
Yep. That's
mine
probably
like
why.
hated me.
Yeah.
We like lived next to each other, but
I
terrified of each
I
other.
had a psychotic hamster once.
Oh god, I hate it.
Her
Well,
name was
my sister had a hamster, but I had to take care of it, and it was.
Yeah. Well,
It
like,
was
this hamster, like, it was nuts. Like, I think it lost its mind. So we had, like, a good size enclosure, like, for it. Like, it had, like, a wheel, like, it had, like, like, all the necessities we put in the ball sometimes, like, let it run around. And we named her Pandora. It
Nice.
turned out to be very fitting
I was gonna
because
say.
for 3 days, like, this hamster, like, for 3 days did not sleep. It was pacing. It would run on its wheel like it was, like, losing its mind. Like, it was almost like in this, like, consistent manic episode for 3 days, and it ended up running itself to death.
Oh my god.
It was like I've never seen a hamster do that before. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
My god. I do find hamsters sometimes to be really crazy, but that sounds particularly crazy.
Yeah, that hamster, like, was nuts, like, literally crazy. Like, and I'm just like, we tried to handle her. She kept biting us. Like, I've never in my entire life seen a hamster do that. And I figured, like, at some point the hamster would settle down, but it ended up just falling over.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Budgies love playing in hair, so climbing off my head onto my nose was a common activity. That sounds adorable, but I've been shadowed by a bird 3 times this year, so I'm like, didn't it poop on you?
Oh, no.
Oh, geez, a hamster horror story.
Happy Halloween.
Truly. Oh god. It's gonna be haunted by the ghost of that hamster.
I mean, if it's not haunting me, I think you're safe. I just think
true.
about it sometimes and I'm like, I wonder what happened to her. Like,
So you like got her and she was behaving that way?
so we had her for about a year.
Oh.
Like, she was about a year old, like, when this happened. and she was fine. Like, she was cranky, like, she didn't like anybody. You know,
Yeah.
she was kinda evil, like, to begin with. We thought Pandora was, like, the perfect name for her, you
Yeah.
know? But, like, a year into it, like, after, like, we did everything we could, like, I mean, we gave her, like, the same diet. We've had several hamsters, like, growing up, and we gave them the same exact diet. All of them were fine, like, it was totally healthy, and, you know, like, we tried to social like, I think, like, my first hamster was, like, the most social one, Snowflake. Um, the rest of them, like, we've rescued 2 that were meat hamsters. Like, they were, like, those robo dwarfs, and those things were, like, by far and above, like, the meanest things I have ever encountered because they were not raised to be pets, they were raised to be snake food.
My God. That's
So, they
fine.
ended up not they ended up, like, which you can tell, like, the inbreeding, which should be discussed, I think, but, the inbreeding, like, on hamsters, like, that are, like, or, like, those, like, rodents, like, that are made to be, like, food for reptiles, because these hamsters had tumors all over them by the time, like, they were done, which
Aw.
tells me, like, that there was a lot of inbreeding and everything else like that, you know, like a lot of these pet stores do to these animals, which
Mm.
is not healthy for anyone, and I can only imagine, like, how unhealthy that would be for the snake to eat that. You know
That
what I'm
sounds
saying?
terrifying. Oh my God.
So, but then we had, like, her, and she was actually just before them, and they had, like, she was just nuts. Like, I mean, we were shocked, like, we like, no not like, my mom had hamsters growing up her entire life and never seen a hamster do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would put me off having hamsters.
Yeah. I mean, like, the teddy bear hamsters, like, I, like, wouldn't mind having, like, one of those teddy bear hamsters because, like, they tend to be very docile. It seems like the bigger the animal, like, as far as, like, in
Mhm.
the smaller animal species, um, the more, like, docile. Like, Flemish giants for rabbits are a perfect example of that because they tend to be a lot more docile, like, than some of the smaller ones.
Mm. It's kind of like, well, not all, but you know, like you have dogs and you have those little dogs that are so aggressive and they keep on
Yes.
barking and barking, and you're like, "What's your problem?" And they're
Yes.
like, it's like they feel like they're bigger than they are. And then you have these massive hounds just like chill. So yeah, I've always wanted to like I've never like my only pet was my gerbil and my sister's
Mhm.
hamster. Um and I've always wanted to have a dog, but now I'm like it's a lot of work. And I want to have a cat. But the problem is I think it's nice to have a dog if you have space, you have a big garden and like you can provide the dog with a nice life. But because I live in an apartment in central London, like it's just not gonna work. It's just mean to the dog. Even if it was a small dog, like I wouldn't feel nice.
Yeah.
And my husband hates cats. So
Oh.
I really want a cat. So I'm hoping one day I'll convince him. But again, for now, I feel like it's not nice to the cat. We need to have like a nicer space to like
Yeah.
let the cat thrive.
Do you have anybody, like, that has a cat that you can break them in with the
Not
cats?
really. Like our friends that have pets and it's cats, they like live outside of London because they have more space. But then their cats are like insane. Like to me, a cat that can't go out, like they'd be like, "Oh no, we can't possibly take our cat with us if we're like going somewhere." Not obviously if it's different, if it's like a pub or something, but I'm like, if it's like a park, it's a freaking cat. Or like, oh, the cat can like chill outside with us when we're in the garden. And the cat will just like fall off. And like, I'm like, this cat has no natural like survival instinct. This cat
Mm.
is just so useless. And I'm like, this is what happens when we domesticate our animals. They just
Yeah.
go. Because I grew up with like my grandparents having these cats that like disappeared for weeks and then came back, you know, it was like very independent. So I just found it hilarious, these cats that are like not gonna survive without a human. And a bit like, what did we do to these beautiful creatures? But I
But
guess cats have always been very like, take care of me, please.
yeah.
Um,
So, I keep hearing, like, this story, like, that cats actually taught us to domesticate them
Interesting.
because, like, you know, like, their meows, like, they try to simulate, like, babies crying and stuff, you know?
That's
Like, and I'm kinda like, I wonder how
fascinating.
true that is because, like, cats are pretty smart. They would want somebody else to do all the work for them, you know?
Duh. Yeah,
So, I mean, I feel like this is not such a far-fetched idea.
that's fair because it's like there's not that much utility to a cat. Because like a dog, I get it. Like it's a protection, especially the bigger dogs. So I'm like, I see how we got to domesticating dogs. Like I see how we saw the advantage or like horses and stuff like that. But a cat is like Well, it doesn't do much. Like, okay, maybe it'll kill some mice, but so that's like the extent of it, really.
Yeah.
So why did we feel like it's worth going for the effort? There must be something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do love a cat. I found
Yes.
me and my friend found this cat when we were like children, like maybe 10, 11 years old, in our school in like the hedges and stuff. And I brought it home. And it was such a cute little kitten. It was so adorable. And we had so much fun. And I was like begging my mom on my knees to let me keep it. But she too hates cats. So she was like, absolutely not. So we gave it to this older lady that took it in, which was nice for the cat, but sad for me because I wanted the cat.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a cute.
Is your husband allergic?
No, he's just
Okay.
hateful. He's just a hater. I think I don't know. It's like my mom. She's like, I hate how they come and like rub against you. I'm like, that's the beauty. That's nice, no? Like
Yeah.
then you get to cuddle it. Like my cousin always had a cat growing up, and the cat was super old, and it was like so lazy. It would just like come, plop itself down, and not move for hours. And I love that cat.
Oh. Well, maybe you can like take him, like be like, hey, look, there's a pet store and they have kittens. Maybe we should go hold one.
I agree. I should. Once we're
And then
like properly
just
have a house, I think.
yeah. But the great thing about cats is like they're pretty versatile, like even for smaller spaces. Like I mean, they like to
True.
sleep in boxes.
Yes.
They don't care.
Easier. That's also like the thing because we also travel loads and stuff, so a dog
Yeah.
is just like, not feasible. Obviously cat you still need someone to take care of it, but I think it's a slightly easier. But yeah, I think once we have like our own house or something,
Yeah.
we're settled in. But it's funny because like his whole family hates like pets. They're weird. I'm like family of psychopaths, but yeah, they're like hate. So his mom was like, "We're not taking care of your cat." I'm like, "Ah, surely if you meet the cat, it'll be a lovely cat." Oh. Wait, Tafty says, I am out in the country, so there are a few local cats. That's very fun. This guest cat wanders over the fences in the neighborhood. Is the only one I've ever made friends with. That's what I want. I want a visiting cat.
Yeah.
Cats have stuff.
Yeah. So they say dogs have masters, cats have staff, bunnies have slaves.
Oh my god.
That's what they say. And they're right.
That's so funny. I mean, I know when you got the new bunny, it was like a full-time job just taking care of them. So
It
wild.
is. That's like why I want to get like a stroller because like it's gonna be getting cooler out here, and I'm gonna stuff them both in that stroller, and they're gonna get along because like they'll be in weird spaces. So I think like I could probably do more like with the bonding situation, maybe take an opportunity like to try to like to get them more comfortable like being like next to each other, like for like longer periods of time and just like loading like their stroller up like with a little bit of hay and like maybe like a little pee pad, like and bring some treats with me and then kind of like just get a stroller for them.
That's cute. But is the stroller to take them outside or
I would be
outside?
I would be taking them like on outings and stuff. Like I would be taking like them like wherever I went that day.
Oh, that's
On
so
the weekends.
cute.
So like I figure like that might and like they would be spending like hours together. So I feel like that might be like more effective because like that's more of a neutral territory. Like they have to bond in neutral territories and their area like that they're currently in both has their sense in there. So that's going to be a lot harder because they're both going to be vying for dominance over that area.
Makes sense. Wow, bunnies are way like more cutthroat than I thought.
Yep. My boy was very traumatized. Like he's not very good like with a lot of like a lot of outside entities. He loves me, of course, because like he's bonded with me, but like I'm trying to get him bonded with Bear. It's just the problem is, yeah, like they're both wanting to be in charge, and that's not going to happen.
That's hard.
Yeah.
This cat is super timid, easily scared, but likes to hunt the birds and the butterflies. Cute.
I can see that.
Yep, I am held hostage in my chair for the next while. This one is in a box cat. So cute. I did not know the bunnies have slaves line. I've also not heard it, but it's hilarious.
Yes, it's true though because like they do expect you to do everything for them, and they expect you to bend over backwards doing everything for them. And when they want something, they want it now.
Wow. Cutthroat.
Yep.
You heard it here. Bunnies are intense. They look so cute and cuddly and like they would be so easy, but they're not.
No. And I do like the fact like that because like bunnies like you build relationships with them and then they get used to you, and you continue to build relationships like with them. It's not like, like once you build like a relationship with a cat or a dog, like that relationship's there. You have to maintain relationships with bunnies. They're prey animals. Like they don't respond to people like the same like way a dog or a cat would.
That's interesting. Is it because their memories aren't as long, or is it more like just
I don't think it has to do like with memories. I think it has to do like with dependence.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more sprint? Because I think then you probably need to head out. Or
That sounds good.
all right, should we do half an hour?
Yeah, that works.
Awesome. All right, let me restart the timer. All right, I shall see you in 30.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's your show?
Pretty good. Like, it's kind of crazy, like that they're referring to the evil wizard as my Führer.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the 70s, they just went for it, yeah.
Yep, they sure did.
That's why all the Stephen King stuff is so crazy.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
I definitely think like I like watching like a lot of these older movies, like I'm definitely like they were way more liberal
Mm.
during like those times.
I just think it's like the wounds were fresher.
It's
So
possible.
I saw this graph yesterday. It was like about democracy, and it was like post World War II is just like such a spike because it's like we'll never do this again. Well, blah 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 blah, and then the wheel spins.
Yeah. Also like it also seems like they were like a lot more like obsessed like with hypersexuality, like is almost like a theme in every single thing, whether it be directly or inadvertently through what they're wearing, like what the female characters are wearing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. From what I heard from this stuff in that time, it's just wild. Like even like comic books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Tafty's having his chili show crashed. Oh, nice. Doing double duty.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it for you, Kira?
It is 12:14.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be finishing up anyway, right?
Yeah, pretty soon.
Have your lunch. I made it nearly by 300, so I only have 100 left.
Yay.
So I feel very good about that. They lost their intertubes. What do you mean? Issue with Alive. That's nice. So when are we thinking of like hanging out next?
All right. Well, today is the 5th. I mean, we'll probably, I feel like if we do it like in a couple of weeks, we'll just end up doing sprints again because we're not quite ready for the book yet.
Yeah.
That would put us on the 19th if we decide to do like another couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm free on 19th, so I'm happy to
me
do
too.
sprints.
Yeah, we can do that. I will add it to my calendar.
Nice. Okay, I'm excited. Nice.
And I've been thinking about it like as much as I want to read like something dark and like spooky, I might try like to find something like a little bit more whimsical because I think I'm just in that mood.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out like what I want to read like next because I know like I usually have a book like in between. And the last book that I read was On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. You know,
Wow.
it's queer literature because he was a Vietnamese like man, like, you know, kind of exploring like his like that book like talked like about like his mother and like exploring his sexuality, like his first love when he was a teenager. And it was very interesting and very hard hitting, but so beautifully written.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen the book, but I didn't like click that was the title and that's what it was about. That sounds really interesting.
Well, he's a poet. Originally he was a poet. And he's written a couple like different poetry collections. And then he wrote that. And he also recently came out like with another novel as well. Like, cause that like On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous was his first novel, and then he came out with another one.
Wow. So that's nice.
Yeah. I really enjoyed reading that because I love like whimsical like style, like, you know, as somebody who writes also like yeah.
I feel like I've not had one in a while. Like I need like an itch scratched.
Well, for being so realistic, like the stuff that he like how he writes like is very poetic because he was originally a poet. And I've gotten like I've really been digging like my nails like into a lot of like poetry like lately. Like I'm still in the middle of reading Charles Bukowski stuff, who was like a very classic poet.
Mm.
And then like I'm also like in the middle of reading like Ocean Vuong's very first poetry collection, which actually that one is extremely intense. So I've had to go back and like read some of the poems like multiple times, like to really like kind of absorb like what he was trying to do.
Mm. That's interesting.
Yeah,
When you say whimsical, do you mean like just like flowery writing or like more
like poetic.
okay. So is it
Like
more like about the writing?
yeah. Like I wouldn't say like that the overall scenery is like is whimsical, because like he deals like with like a lot of hard-hitting topics in this book, but like the way he writes
Mm,
and the things that he says, like, you know, like really like it's like kind of like one of those moments, you know, like man, like that really hits.
that's cool. Yeah. I really love books written that way too.
Yeah.
Um I feel like whenever I read like I don't really read like contemporary fiction too much,
Hmm.
like general fiction, but when I do and when I enjoy it, it's because the writing is like really amazing.
Yeah.
So uh there's this author like Death of Vivek Oji or something like that.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
And I think that author has a couple other books, and all of them are just so wonderful. And they're not like like fantasy or magical, but the
Mhm.
way they're written is just so like
Yes.
like vivid and luscious and amazing. So I'm in the mood too, so we could try to find something, but because I feel like I've not read anything in a while that was
Yeah.
like really like purple writing, whimsical
Uh,
everything.
there's that new book that just came out like a few months ago, like Axe O, I think was the one that did that one. Let me look up.
Like, do you mean the author of The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, like the floating
Yeah,
world?
she had another one.
Hmm.
The floating world.
Yes, I have read that already. It
Oh,
was
did
pretty
you?
good. I didn't love it
Okay.
as much as The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea.
Okay. That's actually the first book in a series.
Yes, I am excited for that one.
Yes.
Ooh. Goodreads has a 10 years of horror hits to read this October, and Tender is the Flesh is on the cover. Nice.
Yeah. I really want to like read like The Unworthy, and she has a short story collection that I'm kind of thinking about doing too. I'm
Mhm.
very picky like on my short story collections. I think my favorite short story collection so far is The Story of Us by Ted Chiang, and
Mhm.
that's a science fiction collection. And I don't know if you watched that movie Arrival.
No, but I've heard of it.
So that is that's like the longest short story in that book. But out of every, because I'm very hard like when it comes to short stories, because like short stories are really hard to hit properly, because you have to really like use your words very like methodically
Yeah.
in order to construct a story like that's really good in a short period of time. You know, like to build, you
Yeah.
have to be good at building in a short period amount of time, and then establishing like a storyline, and then like getting into it, and then a conclusion. And I feel like that's so hard to do. But Ted Chiang wrote another short story collection called Exhalation, which I did not like nearly as much as I enjoyed The Story of Us, but I still really liked it because he's very talented at writing short stories.
Mm. Yeah, I find it really hard with short stories. I feel like like most of the time I'm like, this is just an idea, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
not fleshed out enough. Um, so I never pick up like short story collections, but when it hits, like when you find
Yeah.
a good one, it's like really good. I have been reading more novellas because I feel like sometimes they have a bit more space for like actually driving home the point, but they're
Yes.
not so over like some books I'm like, this should have been a novella because
Yeah.
this is an interesting idea and concept, but there's not enough there for like a full-length novel, right?
Yes.
Um, Interesting. Okay, that's cool. Well, let me know if anything comes to mind. We can decide next sprints as well if we're
Yes.
sticking with Mirror Grant, which I am excited about, or
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
yeah.
just like I'm trying to figure out like what I'm gonna be in the mood for, because like I read like the first few pages of Slewfoot like this morning, and I'm like, nah. And then I just picked up like Nikita Gill's newest book, Hecate. Um,
Mhm.
and like the Greek mythology, and that's an entire book written in poetry form. But I'm like, I'm already in the middle of 2 other poetry books, so I'm kind of like, well, maybe
Yeah.
not that one quite yet, because like I want to finish up my other 2 poetry books like that I'm in the middle of before like I read a book, like all about
Yeah,
poetry.
that's fair.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, it's funny because I don't read poetry much. And I never found myself like being a fan of poetry, but I do really love beautiful writing and like
mhm.
purple writing in prose. So it's like interesting. I want to pick up The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia because I got an arc for that. It's her newest one.
I don't know her
I actually don't know what
name.
it's about, but I find her books are always very well written and like thought provoking. So I really need to get to it, especially because I have the arc. So I'm very excited. But I want to finish The Goddess of the River and I want to finish The Graceless Heart, and then I can
Right.
try with a fresh slate because I hate reading too many little things at once. But lately I've been doing that, so I just want to clear it out and be like,
Yes.
freedom, just read whatever.
Yep. Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Yep. The
Yeah,
Bewitching.
love her stuff.
Yes.
I've been wanting to reread Mexican Gothic. So, because for my birthday, friend got me like a new cover of it. It looks so good. So
Oh, that's
maybe
awesome.
I should reread it because I really I loved it so much the first time I read it, and I always with that I'm a little scared that the next time I'll read it I won't be so like floored by it, but sometimes I still am. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's the case. Yeah, but I really like him. And I really like talking about whimsical. I really want to reread Strange the Dreamer because I have book
Oh,
2
yeah.
somewhere there. And I'm trying to get through all of these. And there's like not that
Yeah.
many. I made good progress.
Mhm.
But yeah, but I really want to read book 2, but I feel like I need to give it a fair shot. So I need to reread book 1 because it's been so long.
Yeah.
But then, when you have like so many unread books, you're like, should I really be rereading things I already read?
I mean, if I feel like there's a time and place for books, like there's some books,
True.
like the series like that we just finished. I've had that sitting on my shelf for like several years now. And I feel like there's just a time and a place for books. Like you get the books hoping that at some point you'll be in the mood to read them, but you have them there in case you want them.
True. I've been really enjoying it because I've become like before when I was like more like active on YouTube, I was very like, this is what I'm reading and these are the books and these are the
Mhm.
video and everything was so structured. But now I've not been posting much and my project is to read these physical books I own. So I've been like become like a mood reader, but with limited
Yeah.
selection, which is the best because I find when I'm a mood reader with anything anyone's ever written, I almost don't choose anything because I'm so like just too much choice. But
Yeah.
having such a limited collection, but still like a lot of variety, it's been really good because I just like, what do I feel like today? And just pick it up and read it. And I feel like for me, Strange the Dreamer, for some reason, is like a winter read because I want to
Mhm.
be cozy and read it. So maybe I'll save it for like a Christmas break and
Yeah.
take both of them and read them back to back and just like commit.
It is really good though.
Yes,
Like
first book was so good. So I really want to read the sequel. But just...
I love the fact that she captured like what dreaming was though. Like it wasn't just like, she talked about dreams. Like like, like you get a dream and you accomplish it and then you get another dream. And it's like you never stop really dreaming. You just, like some of your dreams become realized and you realize like that there's other things out there, not just the dream that you're living now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it, I love the fact like that it was about being thirsty for like, like things for
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, no, I really loved it. I felt like the writing was just like so rich and it just like
Mhm.
made like transported you into this weird world. It was so good. So that's why I'm also like, oh, I really want to reread it because I feel like then I'll get full impact of everything that
Yes.
she's because now I just like only remember a couple of my favorite scenes, but nothing else. Like because it's just been like at least 5 years, I think. Like, it's been a long time.
Mhm.
And I read it as an ebook first time, and then I bought because I really hate the UK covers in paperback, but they don't sell the hardback anymore because it's been too long. And the paperback I just find so ugly. So I waited till I went to New York and I bought both of them there and like brought it back. But they like weirdly they like bleached a little bit because
Hmm.
my bookshelf faces the sun, but like most of the books are totally fine, but them two for some whatever reason just got like very like faded, which sucks.
Mm.
But whatever, I still like the inside is the same, so who cares?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm disappointed. But yeah. I'm trying to think what else I've been wanting to read that's like purpley.
Yeah. I know there's a lot out there.
There is. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I recently read Midnight is the Darkest Hour by V. Schwab,
Okay.
her newest one. And it's,
Okay.
I'm so happy to say, my first V. Schwab I really loved. Like, it
Oh,
was so
awesome.
good. I just, so I listened to the audiobook and they did a really good job because they had like 3 narrators for the 3 characters. And there was
Yeah.
like really, and I just found it like kind of what I wanted Life of Addie LaRue to be. And I really enjoyed it. And I was like, yes, I finally get it. And I'm really happy because I went to see her event before I read the book. And I was
Right.
like, I love how she's talking about this book. I really want to like this book. But then, yeah, I've actually listened to it and I thought it was super good. And I've been in such a mood for like vampire stories. I just always love one when it's done well.
Yes.
So, and that one's not super purpley, but it's quite like pretty writing. So I would
Mhm.
recommend
Yeah, I have it. I got it from like one of my book boxes, so
it.
I'm kind of just staring at it currently.
It is like on the thicker side, I think,
Mm.
but it's very nice. Yeah.
Well, I really loved Addie LaRue. Like, I still have like my full collection, like of every
Mm.
single like version of it, like that they came out like with every collector's edition like that I could find. I got when it came like to Addie LaRue. I love that book.
Mm.
I also really loved Vicious and Vengeful. Did you
Haven't read
read that one?
those. No.
Those are so fun. And
Okay.
then her Songs of Verity series, like which was like about like monsters, those were really good too. Like those ones are not as well talked about, like as like, like
It's like This
some of the other
Savage
ones.
Song or Our Dark Duet. Is it
Yeah.
those ones?
Yes. Those were
I
good
haven't
too.
read those either. So to be fair, I only like I started trying to read Shades of Magic. And
Yes.
like I don't know, like I DNF'd it like
Yeah.
5-10% in, which I don't usually do, but I was just like, I'm not in the mood, I'm not focused, like I'm not loving it. Then I read her like debut novel, something which I can't remember what the frick it was called. It was like it went out of print because it wasn't that popular, but when she got more popular, Near Witch, that's what it's
Yes.
called.
Yeah, I read that. Mhm.
And I thought it was okay, but it wasn't like earth
No.
shattering. But at the same time, it was her debut, so like I should give her some grace. But I just thought it was okay. Then I didn't like Addie LaRue, but I think that's also because I had very like grandiose expectations because I loved the premise of it so much, and I felt
Yeah.
like it could have gone a bit harder. And I feel like now our bury our that's what it's called, bury our bones in midnight soil. I think maybe I said
Yes.
something slightly different before. It was just like really well executed, the concept, and I feel like she finally like really captured that essence of time passing for immortal beings for me, which
Yes.
I felt like in Addie LaRue could have been done a bit more. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I was very happy about it because I was like, okay. And now I kind of want to pick up maybe like the Vicious one or the duet one because I know people really love those and they're quite different from the sound of it. So.
They are, but like they're really good. Like I still remember them, and I still like, and I read them like years ago and I loved them.
Nice. Okay. I need to pick it up once I get through these.
Yes.
Then actually, once I get through these, my reward is to buy the Live Ship Traders series by Robin Hobb.
Okay.
They're just like the second book. I was reading her like Assassin's Apprentice series.
Yes.
It's like the second trilogy in that world. So that's but they're like this thick, each of them. And I was like, I need to get through these first.
Yes.
And then I have like a bunch of books that I've read, but I want to donate that are just staring at me because I'm like lazy and I'm running out of space. I'm like, oh, I need to get to you. I'm sorry. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I have way too many books I have not gotten to yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to recount it because I actually did a count of like how many, and then I was keeping count of it, but now I kind of totally don't know what I'm on. But it's under 100, so I think like that's pretty good.
That is good. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, dokie. I feel like you probably need to go soon. So
Yeah,
maybe
pretty soon. Yes.
Should we end the stream?
Yes.
We can always
Oh,
catch
and
up.
Tufty did say I managed 10% of my science fiction book up to 43%. That's awesome.
Nice. Well, good luck with it. Enjoy the cheese
Yes.
show. Yeah, it was really fun hanging out with you guys. See you in 2 weeks.
Yes, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, let's start the waving, boys.
Bye-bye. Awkward wave.